से गूंजी ध्वनि मंगलम स्वागतम 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 मन की वीणा से गूंजी ध्वनि मंगलम स्वागतम 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 सारे गा मग मगरे मग मगरे नि सारे गरे गरे सा सारे गा मग मगरे नि सारे गरे सा कैसा पावन सुहावन समय आज है आप आए अतिथियों की सरताज है कैसा पावन सुहावन समय आज है आप आए अतिथियों की सरताज है देव की बाती पूजन करे आज हम स्वागतम 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 मन की वीणा से गूंजी ध्वनि मंगलम स्वागतम 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 सारे गा मग मगरे नि सारे गरे सा सारे गा मग मगरे नि सारे गरे सा मन की बगिया से हमने कलियां चुनी श्रद्धा के फूलों से हमने माला बुनी मन की बगिया से हमने कलियां चुनी श्रद्धा के फूलों से हमने माला बुनी करते हैं तुमको अर्पित सुमन आज हम स्वागतम 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 मन की वीणा से गूंजी ध्वनि मंगलम स्वागतम 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 सारे गा मग मगरे नि सारे गरे सा सारे गा मग मगरे नि सारे गरे सा
Next, I'll invite Dr. Sheila Modi Madam. She is a senior gynecologist to felicitate our special invitees. This honorary speaker, sir, Asipasang Dodi Sona. Kindly come on the stage. Also, special thanks to our speaker, sir. He just reached from Guwahati by taking travel. इतना I think that we are even thanks आपको sir. जी. And उसके बाद after this I'll invite Dr. Tenji, she is surgical specialist in RKMVERI, to felicitate our director of trainings, Dr. Mojit Ji. Next, I'll call upon our medical superintendent, Dr. Motu sir, to kindly felicitate our Secretary Maharaj, Swami Atmapriyanandaji. After this, I call upon Dr. Madam again to felicitate Hospital CMD, Dr. Byaban Rana.
I'm a part of this.
He is a ex-aspiration. After this, I'll call upon Dr. Sila Morningathan again to felicitate Dr. Wandi Lama sir. He is a joint director in health and family welfare. Sir, Wandi Lama sir. Sir was here, I think. Okay, obviously doctor. And next I'll call upon Dr. Tenzing again to felicitate Rupesh Mathur sir. He is a Pran Sangatak Vivekananda Vidyalaya. Okay, after this felicitation program, there's a welcome speech, welcome address by our Secretary Maharaj. तो Atmapriyanandaji जी आपका वेलकम स्पीच आप काइंडली डाइस में आ जाइए.
श्री इतिनागाय विवेकानंद सूरय सच्चित सुख स्वरूपाय स्वामी तापहाय. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, doctors, nurses, as well as our staffs from the institute as well as the institute from outside, those they are assembled here. We are the proud people to see you, all of you, sparing your valuable time and being with us in this beautiful evening. We are fortunate. Why we are fortunate? Because we got among us one of our celebrated Swamiji, Revered Swami, Atmapriyanandaji Maharaj, Pro-Chancellor, Ramakrishna Mission, Vivekananda Educational Research Institute, RKMVERI, deemed university, we call it Vivekananda University, situated at Belur. Swami Vivekananda envisioned that in due course of time, Belur will house an university, place of education, learning. Swamiji envisioned, and almost 100 years passed. But it was given to a man who made that vision of Swami Vivekananda, great Swami, into a practical, putting into the practice, bringing out university. And we are really fortunate that he is with us today. He started this work 2002, 2004. I was talking to Maharaj conceptually, and within the span of almost 20 years, now Vivekananda University accredited as a A++ university in our country. A++ accreditation from NAC. And from the zero until today, he is the man behind this university. Sometime I once talked to Maharaj also that we Indians take the pride that we were having the Nalanda Takshashila, where people from far-flung countries used to assemble and get all this. But now in future we may not be there. This Vivekananda University is going to be that type of university in future, which will replace the name of this history. That because these universities are led by Swamijis, all renouncing people, but at the same time, academically, educationally, scholarly, and giving their entire life and time, everything for this. So, Swami is with us. He's a prolific writer, speaker in versatile subjects. So that's why I say that we are fortunate. Let us give a big hand to welcome Swamiji today's day. Swamiji's favorite subject, Swamiji himself selected the subject, motivation for the selfless service. So Swamiji is the best person to speak over it. So we all welcome and I offer my pranam to Swamiji today's evening. Along with us, along with Swamiji, we have our very own and dear person. Ramakrishna Mission as such started its service activities in Arunachal Pradesh, in the year of 1966 in Alo. And from that institute, we have a person. The product of that institute is our Sri Sonaji, P.D. Sonaji, Speaker, Legislative Assembly, Arunachal Pradesh. Is our very near and dear family member. Whenever we call, just a single call is sufficient for it. He has taken so much pain and suffering. Today morning, actually he went to Guwahati to attend another alumni meet there in Guwahati Ramakrishna Mission for the students of Ramakrishna Mission. And he is coming and directly he is attending this program. So let us welcome Mr. Sona today. He will be also enlightening the subject matter for a few minutes. Along with our these dignitaries, we have Dr. Moji Jini, Director, TRIMS, Nahalagan. I am not that much aware of him, but I feel that he is one of us because he is sharing the load of health care services in Arunachal Pradesh with us. At the same time, he is a force of inspiration to us also. So I also we all welcome him, Doctor, in this today's evening. He will be also speaking few minutes regarding this topic. Along with this, we have our Dr. Rana and his teams, doctors and other paramedical staffs from different institutes also. I welcome all of you for this beautiful program today in this evening. Our topic is motivation for the selfless service. Swami Vivekananda, in one of his letters, written to his one well-wishers, follower, we can say, not the disciple exactly, Prince of Mysore. In the letter he says, very nicely, he wrote, "My dear Prince, life is short. Vanities of the life are transient. They only live who live for others. Rest are dead than alive. मेरे मित्र, जीवन क्षणभंगुर है. वही जीते हैं जो दूसरों के लिए जीते हैं. बाकी जीवित की अपेक्षा मृत अधिक है." This is Swami Vivekananda's philosophy. He got it from Lord Sri Ramakrishna. I was just flipping through one pages of one book. There I found almost in the same line, in different language, one of the contemporaries of Swami Vivekananda, but from the field of medicine. We all know the name of that person. Alfred Adler, Austrian medicine doctor, psychotherapist. He coined the concept of individual psychology and started the school for the individual psychology. He says, I quote, "It is the individual who is not interested in his fellow beings who have the greatest difficulties in life. It is the individual who is not interested in his life, in his fellow man life, who has the greatest difficulties in life and provides the greatest injury to others. It is from among such individuals that all human failures springs." Unquote. In another treaty, we call it Treaty on the Selfless Service, that is Karma Yoga, given by Swami Vivekananda through his one deliverance lecture, very aptly, with just like an equation, he gives us unselfishness is more paying. People have not the patience to practice it. It is more paying in terms of health too. With this, I will conclude myself. Rest, detailing, and the topic, I feel it will be an intellectual feast from Swamiji today. Thank you all of you. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you, Maharaj. तो इसके बाद मैं
स्वामी जी से क्षमा चाहूँगा because I got late for the program. Actually, I started from Guwahati at around 2:30 because there was an unexpected program to attend there with the Chief Minister. Because we have I must tell you that we have a new Arunachal Bhavan which has been inaugurated today, and that will not only benefit people from Arunachal, all the patients who visit Guwahati for treatment, So that was a very noble initiative from the government of Arunachal Pradesh, and today Honorable Chief Minister has inaugurated it, so I was supposed to be part of it, so I got a little late. So on the way I said, let the program go on and I'll try to make it before the Swamiji speaks, so that would be my blessing if I can make it. So, but somehow I made it before the time, not before time, but could made it to, be here with you all from the beginning. So, I take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of Swami Atmapriyanandaji, Pro-Chancellor, Vivekananda University, Belur, and Swami Videsharanandaji Maharaj, Secretary, RKMH, and Dr. Moji Jini, Director, TRIMS, and we have Sri Rupesh Mathurji, BKB, Arunachal Pradesh organization, and my dear friend Dr. Rana, and all the doctors and people present here. So actually I came here to listen to Swamiji. So it's written at talk by special invitee. I'll not be making any kind of talk here, just it's a great opportunity for us, in fact for me to be present here to listen to a great soul, and I'm told that he has profound knowledge. So he'll be sharing his knowledge, and I don't want to be like a candle under the sun and try to speak something on the topic, because I'll be making fool out of myself. But one thing as a layman, I would it will be more of a question for Swamiji from my side instead of giving a discourse kind of thing. When we talk about selfless service, we always say when we give selfless service, we should not expect anything in return. That is the selfless service. That's how your energy flows. But again, we were told that attitude of gratitude also should be inculcated within us. So how do we, balance this? And as a layman, I always say, in life humor also, we say, जो देता है वो देवता है, जो लेता है वो दानव है, जो देता भी है और जो लेता भी है वो मानव है. So we as a human being are the one, जो आदान प्रदान करेंगे. Otherwise, हम मनुष्य और देवता में फर्क क्या रह जाएगा if you are practicing selfless service? So these are the questions. I'm not making any statement on it. So we were eager to hear from Swamiji on all this, and at the same time, I'm very happy and always, it's a pleasure to be associated with my alumni, and also we were there for Ramakrishna Mission School alumni meet yesterday. So we always see that a lot of our student friends, my colleagues, my seniors, my juniors, they're all placed in a very good position, in different professions and all. So that all credit goes to the Ramakrishna Mission School, which has imparted such a value-based education to all of us. Because I always remember when we talk about education, we say that, like His Holiness has said, while we educate our young mind, we must not forget to educate our heart. So that's what Ramakrishna Mission School has been doing since 1960s in Arunachal Pradesh, and that's the result of your selfless service to the people of Arunachal, that you see a lot of alumni posted in a very good position, doing very well in the society, in the government job, in different professions. So I hope this kind of selfless service from Ramakrishna Missions, Belur Mutt, and all the organizations will be here in Arunachal for all the time to come. And we are very, very happy and grateful to Ramakrishna Mission for all the things you have done for Arunachal and for the entire world. Thank you so much. I would not like to take much time. Thank you, Swamiji, for being here.
Thank you, Kumar, for taking out time and attending this program. As he already mentioned,
thank you very much, Professor, for such kind words, and also very warm words that I heard from Swami Atmapriyanandaji. Though I have not met him personally so far, but he has spoken so many kind words about me. Revered Swami Atmapriyanandaji, and my younger brother, Sri Pasang Sonaji, he is the Speaker of our Assembly, and all audience gathered here. I think we have a mixed crowd, starting from very senior people, doctors, nurses, and even other members of the RKMVERI hospital. So, as Professor Pasang has said, that we are here to learn and we are not here to preach anything. But then, with the permission of our Swamiji, I just want to say a few words regarding selfless service. And actually, I want his guidance. So, what I am thinking, whether it is correct or not, that is what I just want to express. The word, when you say serve, means it can be self-service or service to others. But when you say service as such, it actually, the dictionary meaning is that you do something for others. But in my definition, there are 4 grades of service. One is you give service and you expect much more than what you give it. So that is business. The next stage is stage 2, is you give service, you may expect any return in big amount, but still you want something back. At least you want to be acknowledged that you have done this. Supported, you go around saying many ye kya wo kya, taki people appreciate. Then comes next one, most probably, which is one we usually practice, is that we work, we do something for others, we do not expect anything from them. But still, we know whom we have served, whom we have helped, and from there we get this satisfaction, inner satisfaction. Many unko kya, help kya. So wherever you see him anywhere, you feel at least you are on top of those people जिसको आपने help किया. You get great pride. But then I think the sublimest of our service is such service. आप जो कर रहे हैं वो आपको कोई पता नहीं किसके लिए कर रहे हैं आप, किसको आप help कर रहे हैं, you do not know. Neither the person whom you have helped knows who has helped him. So this should be like a instinctive, inborn duty of a person to serve. और इसमें मेरे भाई ने बताया कि when you just serve and don't get anything back, so in this world, today's world, how is it going to equalize? I mean, the base can be maintained. But what I am saying is, if every one of us do for the others, don't think about yourself, but they also will be doing for you. Ultimately, you will be benefited, whether you like it or not. Like आपने ये सुना होगा in various forms में, many of you may have read a book called You Can Win by Shiv Kera. उसमें एक जरा सा anecdote है. One person, he want to know the difference between heaven and hell. So somebody gave him the power to visit heaven as well as hell. So first he visited hell. तो वहाँ देखा गया है तो everything so beautiful. The environment is like air conditioned atmosphere and beautiful houses, and you have so many food items kept there. Nectar bolo, honey bolo, milk bolo, jo bolo, everything is there for you to eat as much as you want. But they are all crying and they are all hungry and all emaciated, just like skeletons. तो देखा गया तो क्या है कि उनका everything is okay, but the God made their hand starting from elbow, this part very long. So those things are there, but he can't eat because वो मुंह तो पहुंचता नहीं है. So everything is there, but they can't eat. तो वो देख के चला गया. Then he went to heaven. वहाँ देखा तो everybody is so happy. Same environment, same surroundings, same ambience, same food items, same luxury, everything, and also very happy. तो उनको पूछा गया, और वहाँ पे देखा गया तो उनका भी हाथ ऐसे लंबा है. He was surprised. The same situation, same people, same kind of body structures, but people are happy here. तो उसको किसको पूछा कैसे करते हैं आप लोग? How do you eat this food? वो कहते हैं कि हम एक दूसरे को खिलाते हैं. आप यहाँ उठाएंगे, आप दूसरा को खिलाएंगे, then other person will also feed you. So that is the principle of selfless service. If you do a selfless service, ultimately the good will come back to you. This is what I think, Swamiji. I would like to learn more from you. And today we have our speaker. I can call him the epitome or a guardian of politics in democracy. On the other hand, we have spiritual leader like Swamiji and our Secretary Swamiji here. Our country is the biggest and most robust democracy. Our politics, election system ko dekho, is the best in the world, I suppose. And we are the spiritual leader of the world. अगर ये दोनों को combine किया जाए, and तो ये इनके level में हो, but at our level, if we do selfless service, ये तीन मिल जाने से मुझे लगता है कि राम राज्य यहाँ पे होगा, in this world, on this earth, and we'll be leading the world, and we'll not be weak. Will be the most powerful. So with this, I really thank the organizer for calling me and giving me a chance to share this podium or this stage with such a galaxy of people. And I will not come in between you and Swami's deliberation, and I'll end here. Thank you very much.
उनके दिल की सुन पुकारे, मारती करे आए रे आए. वीर सेनापति विवेकानंद आज पुकारे आओ रे आओ. उनके दिल की सुन पुकारे, मारती करे आए रे आए. स्वर्ग के त्याग की अग्नि मंत्र से हुए प्रेरित नई दिशाओं में. त्याग करो सब सुख दर के, दुष्ट शक्ति का नाश करो. स्वर्ग के त्याग की अग्नि मंत्र से हुए प्रेरित नई दिशाओं में. त्याग करो सब सुख दर के, दुष्ट शक्ति का नाश करो. वीर सेनापति विवेकानंद आज पुकारे आओ रे आओ. उनके दिल की सुन पुकारे, मारती कहे आए रे आए. वीर सेनापति विवेकानंद आज पुकारे आओ रे आओ. उनके दिल की सुन पुकारे मारुति कहे रे आए। हे प्रभु तेरे चरण दर्शन लेकर आए हैं जन्मों की प्यासम, तन मन धन कर तुमको अर्पित तेरे आशीष हम पाने को आए। हे प्रभु तेरे चरण दसम लेकर आए हैं जन्मों की प्यासम, तन मन धन कर तुमको अर्पित तेरे आशीष हम पाने को आए। वीर सेनापति विवेकानंद आज पुकारे आओ रे आओ, उनके दिल की सुन पुकारे मारुति कहे रे आए। वीर सेनापति विवेकानंद आज पुकारे आओ रे आओ, उनके दिल की सुन पुकारे मारुति कहे रे आए। मारुति कहे रे आए, मारुति कहे रे आए।
Thank you, sisters, for this beautiful rendition. Now, the moment that we all are looking for. So, we are very fortunate that we have.
Before I begin, I'll tell you a funny story. I was asking our secretary Maharaj, how long should I speak? As usually we ask. And out of courtesy, no, you can go on. That does not mean you can go on, you cannot. Some years ago, I was in Bangkok to attend the Vice Chancellor's conference. The inaugurator was the Chancellor of Oxford University, very knowledgeable, witty person. He began by saying the following, which I remember always. He said, I went to an international conference and asked the audience, how long should I speak? In one voice they said, sir, you come from so far away, only for our sake, please do speak as long as you can, as long as you like. But we are leaving after half an hour. So one should be very careful with speaking. I always make a joke. I have been teaching physics. I'm a student of physics for nearly 40 years. And teachers talk much because there's a captive audience before them. And teachers turned monks is much worse. They keep on talking. So with this joke, let me go to a serious business. We begin with a small Shanti mantra chanting. Shanti mantras are peace chants. You know, Shanti means peace. And every Upanishad, which is the last portion of the Veda, Vedanta, is prefixed and suffixed by a Shanti mantra. This is a well-known mantra which is chanted. All of you definitely know this. I will begin this as a sacred mantra which is part of the Katha Upanishad, of which Swami Vivekananda is very fond. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. May the Supreme Being protect us both, the teacher and the student, the Acharya and the Sishya, by revealing to us the true nature of knowledge. May the Supreme Being protect us both, the teacher and the disciple, by revealing to us the application of that knowledge. May we both, the teacher and the disciple, strive together for the acquisition of knowledge and wisdom. May the knowledge that we acquire be effective and illuminative. May there be no disharmony and dissension between us. Om, peace, peace, peace. The word peace or Shanti is repeated 3 times in all the Shanti mantras. Shanti is related to Sukha. Sukha is happiness, and without Shanti you cannot have Sukha. Ashantasya kutas sukham. Why is it repeated 3 times? Bhagavan Shankaracharya, the great commentator, Bhashyakara, says there could be 3 kinds of Ashantis. Dukkha. Suppose I ask any of you, how many kinds of sorrows you have? Everybody has a sorrow, no? Can anybody say, I have no sorrow at all? Nobody can say that, not even the monks. Everybody has some kind of sorrow. How many kinds of sorrows do you have? Can you tell me? Oh, Swami, innumerable kinds of sorrows. How can I describe the sorrows which I have? Can you classify them? This is the genius of our forefathers, the rishis and the munis. They can classify. They're great classifiers. Can you classify the large ensemble that you have? Can you classify them? Like the periodic classification of elements which you studied in school chemistry, 92 elements were known, and the human mind wanted to classify them as groups and periods. You know this. The human mind always goes to classify. You work with a computer, there are so many files, hundreds of them, you classify them into folders. So this is the classification power of the human mind. Can you classify the sorrows which you have, dukkha? Our ancients classified dukkha into 3 classes or categories. You can easily understand them. One kind of dukkha which you have arises from your body and mind. All of you, doctors and nurses and all the paramedical staff, all of you are taking care of this kind of dukkha. I have a toothache, I have a backache, I have a stomach ache. Every part of the body gives you some trouble or the other as you keep growing older. And you take care of that and try to reduce the dukkha. Not that you can cure it totally. As the doctor said, a famous quote, he wrote in his chamber, we treat, God cures. All that can we do is to give the correct input and the intervention and allow nature to take care. I always think, human beings, we make such a big fuss about the illness and rush to doctors. What about the hundreds of thousands of animals and fishes and the various beings in the ocean and above? How are they being treated? Nature has a self-curing mechanism. The body has a peculiar way of healing itself. And the doctor only facilitates this healing. That is from the body. You have a toothache and a stomach ache. You also have a mental ache. Somebody insulted you. That fellow insulted me in the front of everybody. I can't bear it anymore. You cry. So you have the ache of the mind, the illness of the mind. So this dukkha arising from the body and the mind, these are called adhyatmika dukkha. There is another kind of dukkha over which we have no control. Natural calamities. Years ago, when children was doing the Republic Day parade in Latur in Maharashtra, as you know, the earth suddenly earthquake, and many of the children were simply gobbled up by the earth. This extremely unfortunate incident over which man has no control, and the environmental activists now say many of these perhaps are man-made. So this is called Adidaivika Dukkha. Deva means forces of nature. So Adhyatmika Dukkha arising in the mind and the body. Adidaivika Dukkha, forces of nature. And dukkha coming from beings. in the Belur much where I stay, plenty of mosquitoes. They keep on attacking you all the time, and mosquitoes are very intelligent beings. Human intelligence no match. The small virus called the corona, COVID-19, simply shook the whole world and paralyzed all activities for 3 full years, 2.5 years. With all the Nobel Prizes and all the biologists and the medical people, they couldn't tackle it at all. So God has given so much intelligence to the little fellow, and then it simply throws you and says, now what? The challenge of nature. I don't know if any of you have seen a great movie by Hitchcock called The Birds. Some of the older people must have seen this. Suddenly all the birds in the universe start attacking the human beings. It's a terrible movie. So if nature goes against us, you can't do anything about it. The tsunami, for example. Suddenly the sea thought it should swell and then inundate the earth. We had no capacity to tackle it. So Adi Bhautika Dukkha comes from bhutas, or beings. And you also have human beings who give you a lot of trouble. So these are the 3 kinds of dukkha. Dukkha leads to Ashanti, and therefore ward off these 3 kinds of dukkha and to replace them by sukha or shanti. 3 times shanti is being chanted. To remove the sorrow of the world is a great mission which always we feel. We remember Gautama Buddha, the Bhagavan Buddha, who did not believe in Bhagavan, who did not believe in God per se, the creator God, and he did not believe in a human soul of the Atma. So look at this great man who propagated a religion without the idea of God or soul. Almost impossible, you would say. What was his motivation? His motivation was that so much of dukkha, sorrow in this world, how to remove world's sorrow. He himself was not in sorrow, remember that. He was a prince with all the luxuries of the kingdom, and he saw, you know the story, well-known story, all of us have read Buddha's story from childhood. His father saw to it that he will not be exposed to sorrow. He was going, Chandak was his charioteer. He saw a person suffering so much. He is unable to walk, he is unable to move, he is unable to eat. Chandak, what has happened to this man? Sir, he is so ill. He is terribly afflicted with a disease, deadly disease. Disease? What is it? Sir, it comes to everybody. It's called illness of the human body. Will it come to me also? Oh King, how can I say this? It will of course come to you in old age. My wife, Yashodhara, my child Rahul, such will afflict anybody who is born. Suddenly a veil was opened. Then you know the story. Then I met a man who is very old, not unable to walk, Jara, Rog, finally Mrityu. He was completely transformed. What happened to him? So look at this incident, which is a well-known incident in the history of the world. He himself was full of joy, enjoying all the luxuries of life in the kingdom. But he saw these scenes, completely he was baffled, overcome with sorrow himself, and became extremely dejected. What did he do? Consciously or unconsciously? He internalized the sorrows of others. That's the message which I want to bring to you, all of you. All of you who are trying to remove the sorrows of people through the medical profession. And like you, sir, trying to bring welfare schemes to people who are suffering. The aim of all of this is to bring welfare and joy and hope to everybody. In whatever sphere you are, how can you do this? How can you serve anybody selflessly? Now I am under challenge. 2 questions. Honorable Speaker, sir, that's what you are supposed to address him. in the assembly, all the MLAs apply, Honorable Speaker Sir, Manya Adhyakshaji, and the doctor here, who is a pioneer in starting a medical school, they have thrown challenges to me. The question which the speaker was asking, he is not a speaker here, he is only a listener. Is it possible to do selfless service at all? Why should I do selfless service? If it suits me not to do it, I will do some selfless service. If I have 10 rupees with me, I will part with just half a rupee. Why should I give 9 rupees or 5 rupees even? Some kind of token service I will do, that also not fully selflessly. Sir, this is a question which is raised in our philosophy called Mimamsas. We have 6 systems in Indian philosophy, Ashara Darshana. One of the most powerful called the Mimamsakas. Mimamsakas, in the modern language, are the corporate people. Corporate people say, management people say, you do this and you will get that. And always look for results, set your goal and project how you are going to amass lot of profit. If you can't do it, you are stupid. This is the philosophy of the corporate people, as you know. When this is being talked about, the management people setting goals and targets about 5 years, 10 years, I finally tell many of my friends, 10th of September 2001, in the New York Twin Towers, there must have been several conferences. In one of them, they are setting a target. The company director, the manager says, where should we see our company 5 years hence? A PowerPoint, somebody curve goes there and sticks there. Everybody claps. Sir, this is it. We should achieve this target. Where was the company in the 11th of September 2001? Devastated. Buried underground. Life is so uncertain. Life is so fragile. Our bodies are fragile, our minds are fragile. Our life itself is completely uncertain and fragile. You can't eliminate this idea that however much you may think of surety, certainty, projection of goals, achievement, targets, you have to realize that this is fragile. So what do? One simple way of doing this, if you believe in God, oh God, I am trying to make this plan, not for myself, for the good of the society. If you are in the government, if you are a doctor, if you are in any profession, with your grace, with your blessings, I begin. You be with me and bless this so that I can complete this job. You have no hold over what's going to happen next. Human beings in their pride always think that they can achieve, but you can't always have the last laugh. The God has the last laugh. Whether it's going to be successful or not depends on so many factors. The Bhagavad Gita gives 5 factors. Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nibodhame sankhe kritante proktani siddhaye sarvakarmanam. For the siddhi of the success of any enterprise, 5 things are necessary. After talking about many things, he says, Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. The 5th one is destiny, Daiva, the grace of God. Ramanujacharya, the famous Acharya, the Shittadvaita Acharya, he says that should have been the first. Unless you are blessed with God's grace, you can't really do anything. Sometimes, unconsciously we make mistakes, but if God wants, even that mistake, He converts it into success. It's possible for Him and only Him. See, if you leave it to Him, depend on Him, He always protects you. This is something which, but the Mimamsakas did not believe in God. Interesting. They believed in karma. This is one thing which I want to say in answer to your question partly. there is a mysterious law of karma. Karma means action, act. So you do something, you get a result. Anything that you do will yield some result. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You know, Newton's third law, all of us know. So every act will have a karma, a phala which is produced. Phala is a fruit. You put a seed in the ground, put some water and manure, expose it to sunlight, the seed will grow, and if it's a fruit tree, it will yield beautiful fruits. That is the phala. Phala is a fruit which you get at the end of it. It has to happen. Now, if you have to serve selflessly, what is the motivation? Why should I? When you see hundreds of thousands of people utterly selfish, manipulative, wicked, thriving in this world, that's what you see. However much you are true, you are faithful, you are pure, you are selfless, a time will come when you ask yourself, your wife will tell you, your children will tell you, Dad, what are you doing foolishly? You did so much for everybody, that man comes and stabs you in the back. Is it the result of your selfless work? Don't be stupid, don't be foolish, be clever. This is what we will hear from the world. When we came away as monks, we were also told, don't be stupid, don't be foolish, go to mutt, serve, meditate, but not that far. You can't completely abandon your own selfishness to the extent of serving others selflessly. It is just not possible, and it is not wise also to do this. The human gene will not allow this. There is a book called The Selfish Gene. The human gene itself is supposed to be selfish. You are built that way. So don't go against your grain. And you can see people. You've heard of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, one of the greatest humanists born in Bengal. He was so liberal, so unselfish, went on giving and giving to everybody. And every one of the people to whom he gave went against him. They started criticizing because when they get something, they want more. And beyond a point, if you can't give, they'll turn back against you. Human nature is ungratefulness. That's why gratefulness is praised so much. Because temperamentally, human beings are supposed to be selfish. And human beings cannot give. They want to grab, they want to enjoy, they don't want to give. There's a story in the Chandaka Upanishad. A human being and an Asura and a Devata. All the three of them went to Prajapati, the creator God, and said, please give us some instruction. He uttered three letters. Da, 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 iti. Da, da, da. What is da? Each one of them understood the da in its own way. The Devata said it means Dhamma, self-control. Devatas are noble souls, but they can't control their senses. You see the scandals and scams everywhere. Noble people, good people. Somehow or other, self-control is not in them. So the Devata said, he means Dhamma, Da. The human being thought, Da means Dana. Human beings can't easily give. So Prajapati, the God is instructing me, give, Dana. And the Asura interpreted Da as Daya. Wicked people are very cruel. They inflict injuries on others. So he said, God is telling me, have Daya. Dham yata datta dayatham. This is the story in the Chandaka Upanishad. You go on giving, finally end up being a pauper, you have nothing for your own, and whomsoever you have helped, they turn against you. Vidyasagar's life it happened. So much so, Vidyasagar used to say, somebody, that fellow is criticizing you terribly. Is it so? I don't remember to have done anything good for them. Why is he criticizing me? That means he went to such an extent, everybody who has been helped by him will ultimately turn against him. Then why should you be good? Why should you be noble? Why should you be selfless? This is a very big question in philosophy and religion, which has been repeatedly raised. And the question which our Honorable Speaker Sir was raising, without expecting anything in return, you serve. This is what the teaching. You expect something that is natural, and you expect more than what you give. Our Dr. Mujijini also was raising this question. Is it possible for anybody, not expecting anything in return, you go on giving? Finally, what happens to you? Then, one argument which our religious people give you, you will have reward in heaven. Then the objection against this by the modern man, who cares, who knows, who will go where? Hey, go on giving, huh? Ma, why should I go on giving? See, at the point of death, God will take you by the hand to the heaven, etc. At the point of death, nobody is taking you. Then tell, Mom, where are you? Mom is vanished. So I cannot believe this kind of post-mortem enjoyment stories. Now I want to enjoy. What do I get now? So these are questions which are very difficult to answer. I go on giving, I get nothing. I only get brickbats, thrashings, calumny. So what is this? I was so noble. You know the Harishchandra story, all of you. These stories have been told to you just to show how difficult is the path of virtue. And we think, foolishly, that those who are wicked and successful are people which are very happy. No. They are the most miserable people in this world. You must have heard of Upen Vishwash. He was the joint director of CBI long ago. He came to our college at Belur. We were talking to our boys. Then he said, children, the students, do not think these wicked people have been successful, they have been bullies, they have attained to some level. No, they are the most cowardly people. You say the hardcore criminal, I used to hold his hand, he's trembling. Because unless you have the moral strength within you, you can't do anything. Look at Mahatma Gandhi's life. Whatever be any other thing which you speak against him or for him, look at his life. From a very humble surrounding he grew, came up, and Harishchandra's story completely transformed him with the truth and non-violence. Ahimsa and Satya. British Empire was ousted from India without bloodshed. In the history of the world, this has not happened. Non-violently, conqueror has been conquered. He went to the United Kingdom to meet the king. Churchill called him half-naked fakir. He was going bare-bodied as he used to. Then they said, why are you so scantily clad? He said, because the king is wearing clothes for both of us. The king and queen of England used to change their dresses, I think, 18 times a day. So this frail man with power and wisdom and faith in the power of goodness. Now I'll come to the answer to your question. What is required for this? Faith in the power of goodness. Swami Vivekananda spoke about this. Conviction in the powers of goodness. Why is the world in such a bad stage? Do you agree the world is a very bad stage? Now everything is milk and honey. No. World is in such a bad state because, not because of wicked people, but because of good people who have no conviction in the powers of goodness. Please listen carefully. Swami just said, we come this idea. Good people do not have as much faith in the power of goodness as wicked people have in the power of wickedness. Wicked people are fully convinced it is the wickedness alone will ultimately help me to go up. Good people do not have faith in goodness. Then why are they good? Because they are afraid not to be good. Because they are afraid. Suppose you ask a schoolboy or a college student, oh, I could not tell a lie. The teacher told me, why did you not come to class? Actually, I slept away. I told him a lie. Why did you not tell the truth? I was afraid. We tell not because we believe the truthness. You are good not by conviction, but by default. In English, there is a beautiful word for this called goody-goodiness. Somebody may be good, but some others may be goody-goody. You can check the dictionary also. Goody-goody means the person, what can I do? I was afraid of telling that, etc. He doesn't have the conviction. Look at the wicked people. I admire many of them. They are number one rogues. They steal money and they do all kinds of wicked things. And they walk straight